Hello students, how are you? Today we are going to continue our lecture number 5 in terms of arc of physics of arc, and in that portion when we were studying lecture number 5, there we have studied the forces involved uh, with those arc and an effect of those forces on the how the welding is affected. We have studied that. So, I used to say that they are not the only forces are not the only parameters which affect the welding. There are other parameters which can be studied in the physics of arc, which may have effect on the welding. So, in totality, if we control all parameters like forces, arc of forces, gravitational forces, surface tension forces, those forces if we control and we control these parameters which I am going to tell you now, then I have 100% belief that you are going to get the best quality welds. And when we talk about advanced welding, these parameters need to be checked twice, these parameter needs to be implemented, and then we are going to get the best quality weld beds or the best productive welding can be done. So, in the physics of arc welding arcs, some more topics have been added by me here, that is, one is how the heat generation has a role in physics of welding arc, how the cleaning action on the weld metal has an effect on the welding arcs, mechanism of arc blow. So, this is a new topic, arc blow. You have to understand what is arc blow and mechanism involved in it, magnetic and thermal arc blow and controlling that arc blow. So, these are basically 3 topics: heat generation, cleaning and the arc blow. If we understand these things and we have understood the forces, the type of forces we have having effect on the welding, then definitely we can say that we can get best quality weld beds, best quality weldings, and it is going to help us in getting best productive welding quality. So, heat generation, we all know that welding is a process where lot of heat is generated, but how that heat generation is going to affect our welding has to be understood very carefully. In general, more heat is generated at the anode than the cathode. We have to understand that at anode more heat generation takes place than the cathode. So, roughly out of the total DC welding arc heat, about 2/3 of the heat is generated at the anode and 1/3 at the cathode. So, basically in research, in understanding, when engineers want to understood that how much heat is generated, we came across a study and then we understood that more heat is generated at the anode. The part of that welding circuit that is positive is the anode. A student must understand what is anode and what is cathode. So, for that you have to understand this. The part of welding circuit that is positive is anode and the part of welding circuit that is negative is cathode. So, when you see the positive terminals, that means it is the anode, and when you see the negative terminal, it is cathode. So, most of the heat generation will take place at anode. We know that from the research we came across that conclusion that most of the heat generation is taking place at anode. The different heat generation at the anode and the cathode is due to the fact that the impact of high velocity electrons with anode generates more heat than that of ions with the cathode, as electron possess high kinetic energy than the ions. I said the physics of arc. So, here the kinetic energy is again is coming. So, we all know what is kinetic energy, and that is the reason why heat is generated mostly at anode. Ion being heavier than electrons do not get oscillation much, so move at low velocity in the arc region. So, in the arc region, ions being heavier, the when I say heavier, we are comparing it with the electrons which are generating at anode. So, ions being heavier than the electrons do not get oscillated and oscillated much. So, move at low velocity in the arc. That is why when they are moving slowly, there is when they are moving slowly, the heat generation is also less. Therefore, whenever you go for advanced welding, you have to choose either DCEN or DCEP. So, remember there are two methods of choosing the polarity. So, every any of these you are choosing has some advantage and disadvantage. We will take this in our coming lectures. Here for you, therefore, DCEN polarity is commonly used with non consumer electrode welding processes, so as to reduce the thermal degradation of electrodes. Moreover, DCEP polarity facilitate higher melting rate, deposition rate in case of consumer electrode welding process such as SAW and MIG. So, remember one thing, I have already said that both has its advantage and disadvantage. Depending on the type of material you are welding, how much heat with that material can at what property that material can change, at what heat that material can change the property, depends on the type of that material is to be made anode or cathode, and if you are choosing the right kind of polarity, then you can get the best quality weld beds. So, remember one thing, choosing DCEN will depend, or DCEP will be depending on the type of welding method you are going to choose and the type of material you are taking, because it will depend on those, because I have already told you that the ions coming out and electrons coming out, and because of that the heat generation will take place. So, heat generation will needs to be controlled. You cannot have a very high heat generation, it will have again the arc is going to the arc coming out from the electrode will have its effect, heat generation has its effect, and material may get spoiled also. So, remember one thing, choosing right kind of polarity is very important, and controlling heat generation is also very important. Now, cleaning action, we all know, you must have when you have gone in the workshop, your instructor must have told you that before going for welding, suppose you have done arc welding or gas welding, in both cases basic engineering student do two types of welding, arc welding or gas welding. Before going on welding table, you must have cleaned your mild steel workpieces through a file, and after doing that you have shown to your instructor, and then when you have seen he was satisfied, then only you have been allowed to go to the welding table and do the welding. So, cleaning action anywhere you do, whether you go for advanced or very advanced welding, any type of welding, or to a welding where simplest welding, cleaning action has an effect of because gases will come out, if something is there on the deposition will be there, the gases will come out, and gases will definitely have an effect on the arc. So, good cleaning action is provided by mobile cathode spot because it loosens the tenses refractory oxides layer during welding of aluminum and magnesium. Therefore, workpiece is internationally made cathode and electrode is connected to positive terminal of the power source. That is the reason why worldwide always workpieces are made cathode and electrode is connected to positive terminal to the power source. That is the biggest reason for and that is the best way to do the welding. Thus, use of DCEP results in required cleaning action. Further, during TIG welding, a compromise is made between the electrode life and cleaning action by selecting the AC. You know, somewhere you need to understand that it is not always possible. When some type of welding you are getting advantages, there are other type of welding where you have to decide that how it is going to be used, and at some losses also you adopt the other process. So, cleaning action is very important. As a result, you get best quality welding. Now, arc blow. So, arc blow is when I say arc blow, it is very important to understand that arc blow will also have an effect on the welding. Arc blow is basically a deflection of welding rod from its intended path. You know, intended path means a path which is straight. Here when you see the diagram, you can see this is straight. You can see that you can see the drops coming out. For again I will come to the diagram. Somehow I have chosen the wrong input, I have given the wrong input, that is we went to the next plate, sorry for that. We will see the diagram here. So, here what is happening, the arc, the droplets are straight. If it deviates from its position, if it goes this side or that side, again you will get the spattering, you will get the molten metal not going on into the right place. If it goes here and there, then splattering will be there, the weld beds will not be clean, droplets will be there, deposition of material, extra material will be there on that zone, and because of that it will have poor quality welding. So, arc blow is basically a deflection of welding arc from its intended path. Intended path is the path which we want, the path where we want that the arc should go, axis of the electrode, from that droplet is nothing but the axis of the electrode, pinpointing that zone where the welding is to be done. Deflection of arc during welding reduces the control over the handling of molten metal by making it difficult to apply the molten metal at right place. A severe arc blow increases the spattering, which in turn decreases the deposition efficiency of the welding process. I already said that. When I say spattering means when you have opened the tap and you open it very fast, there will be spattering of water which is going to come out. The same thing is, spattering is nothing but the same phenomena. When the droplets are not reaching to the zone where it should be, that means it is going here and there, and because of that spattering, the welding efficiency is of that welding process is hindered, and as a result you are not going to get the best quality weld beds, or you are not going to get the best welding. So, remember one thing, arc flow is very important, and this is something which needs to be controlled. If it is not controlled, you can never get a proper welding. So, if you have understood these this phenomena of arc flow, we will go to the next slide and try to understand more thing about this welding. According to the direction of deflection of arc with respect to welding direction, an arc blow may be termed as be forward or backward arc blow. That basically they are classifying now. They are what they are saying, there are two types of possible arc blows, one is forward, one is backward arc blow. Deflection of arc ahead of the weld pool, ahead of the weld pool. The weld pool is there where the welding process is going, ahead of the weld pool. If this is suppose the metal workpiece, weld pool is there, this is the weld pool. So, ahead of that, deflection of arc ahead of the weld pool in the direction of welding is called as forward arc blow, and that in the reverse direction is called as backward arc blow. That means, before the arc weld pool, before that weld pool. So, what is going to happen? Suppose this my hand is a workpiece and the central part of my palm of my hand is the weld pool. If it goes, it is forward, and if it is before that, then it is backward arc blow. So, if it is not going in the weld pool, then where it is going? It is going forward, which is of no use. If it is going before that also, it has also no significance. So, remember, arc, we do not want arc blow, we want the arc blow to go in the weld pool. If it is not going in that, that means there will be problem in your welding. Here the diagram 1 and diagram 2 shows, 2 and 3 shows that you can see the direction of welding, and here it is here it is what is happening, the weld pool is there, it is before that, and it is the direction of welding is there and it is before after that, and here it is before that. So, what is happening? What is happening? There are two types of possible arc blows which is going to happen. The one is forward arc blow and one is the backward arc. Both has its own effect on the welding. What are the types and causes of arc blow? So, there must be some reason for arc blow. There are two kinds of arc blow, magnetic and thermal. Magnetic is of more serious nature, you know. Thermal is generated and it will generate, you cannot you cannot have 100% control over both, but you can reduce it, you can minimize it, but the magnetic arc flow is of severe nature. Some of the causes of magnetic and thermal arc flow are workpiece connection, it is not the joining process. I said that in the few go back to my lectures where we are selecting power sources. If it is not done in a proper way, wrong selection of power equipments will lead to this type of problem. Joint design, the joint design may be the design engineer have proposed a design, because of his design he has designed in such a way, because of that this arc flow may be arising. Poor fit up, poor fit up means that the job which is kept on the weld table is poorly fit up. Improper equipment setting, current and voltage selection is wrong. Atmospheric condition, in proper surface preparation, the surface is not cleaned properly. Improper travel speed of the torch, because of that also this type of arc blow happens. Now, causes of magnetic arc blow. Causes of magnetic arc blow is mainly encountered during DC arc welding due to interaction between different electromagnetic fields in and around the welding arcs. We will see the diagram and will understand that, because when the current is going to flow, the magnetic fluxes are going to generate. That is what physics of arc is. You know, we are picking terminologies from physics now. and understanding its effect. If we rightly put these condition, we can control over these effects, and as a result best quality weldings can be achieved. Incidence of interaction between electromagnetic field mainly occur in the area where these fields are localized. Now, see the diagram here at the back, you can see this diagram. So, current is flowing, and because the current is flowing, magnetic fluxes are generated, and you can see the effect of you can see the effect here. This is the electrode, this is right kind of if it is going in this direction, you can show backward arc flow blow, backward arc blow is there. So, the current is this is the electrode, the magnetic flux are because of the generation of the magnetic flux, there is a backward arc flow in this diagram. This is grounding which we have seen, that is earthing we say in our general terms. There are two common situations of interaction between electromagnetic fields that can lead to arc blow. Interaction between electromagnetic field due to flow of current through the arc gap, and that due to flow of current through plates being welded, electromagnetic field is generated around the arc in the arc gap. Any kind of interaction of this field with other electromagnetic fields lead to deflection of the arc from its independent path. So, remember one thing, any kind of interaction of this field with the other electromagnetic field will lead to deflection of this arc from its original independent path. So, whatever is the path required, we are going to deviate, whatever which have been shown in this diagram here, you can see this. Causes of magnetic arc blow: interaction between electromagnetic field due to flow of current through the arc gap, and that is localized while welding near the edge of the plates. The lines of electromagnetic fields are localized near the edge of the plates, as these can flow easily through the metal than the air. Therefore, distribution of lines of electromagnetic forces does not remain uniform around the arc. These lines get concentrated near the edge of the plate. So, suppose this is the workpiece which you can see here, and the welding torch is moving. So, at the edge the electromagnetic forces are generated, whatever. So, because of this your welding quality is going to affect. So, these lines of electromagnetic field localized near the edge of the plate. So, at the starting at the end. So, you are welding the weld like this. So, at the starting at the end, the lines of electromagnetic field are localized near the edge of the plate, as these can flow easily through the metal than air. Therefore, distribution of this lines of electromagnetic forces does not remain uniform around the arc. These lines get concentrated near the edge of the plate. So, remember one thing, at both ends they may get concentrated. So, because of that concentration, there will be deflection of arc blow, which is going to affect your welding. See, generally the output will be like that. For the middle portion it will be okay, but at the end it will be like more, because of the flowing of arc blow it will spoil your workpiece. There are the other type of arc blow is thermal arc blow. Thermal arc flow is widely attributed to variation in resistance within the base metal created by the weld pool as it move across the workpiece. Thermal arc flow occur because of improper surface preparation, improper travel speed. You are taking the torch too fast. You are supposed to take it in zigzag manner in a uniform If it is not that, then this type of arc blow can occur. Thermal arc blow is not severe as magnetic arc blow, but it can still leave undustable defects in the weld beds, the weld deposits. So, controlling arc blow. When arc blow encounters, it may not be possible to totally eliminate it, but steps can be taken to reduce it. Some of the steps are, if DC current is being used with the shielded metal arc process, especially at the rate of 250 amperes, a change to AC current may eliminate the problem. Hold as short an arc as possible to help the arc forces counteract in the arc blow. Reduce the welding current, which may require a reduction in arc speed. Angle of electrode with work opposite to the direction of arc blow as illustrated. You can see the diagram here. If you move this, the electrode is at some angle, by changing the angle you can slightly control the arc blow. Making heavy track weld on both sides. You can see this side, you can see this side and this side weld tracks are made. So, this can control using back step welding technique as shown in the figure may control the arc blow. Controlling arc blow, weld away from the workpiece connection to reduce back blow, weld towards the workpiece connected to reduce the forward blow. With the process where a heavy slag is involved, a small amount of back blow may be desirable. To get this, weld toward the workpiece connection. Wrap the work cable around the workpiece so that the current returning to the power supply passes through it in such a direction that magnetic field setup will tend to neutralize the magnetic field causing the arc blow. So, friends, we have understood that how this arc blow can be controlled. It is not a big thing. If we follow these steps, then it is possible to control the arc blows. Arc blows have different types of effect on welding. So, remember one thing, if you apply these techniques, you can easily control that. In the next lecture, we will be taking many more things from this topic, these topics also it is the application of that. So, in that I will tell you more effects about this arc blow and forces, that is physics of arc, and effect of that will be discussed. So, with these information, I hope today you will able to understand how arc blow and other topics will help you in getting the proper welding done and a productive welding output. Thank you very much.